Yo, what's going on, guys? Cryptic here, and for today's video I'm bringing you guys another story. For this one, I'm be telling you guys about my first time trying Molly, MDMA, or as the old MF Doom line goes, 3,4-methylenedioxymethamphetamine.
3,4-methylenedioxymethamphetamine.
Yes, the man MF Doom really rhymed that with something. What a legend. Okay, I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about MF Doom, but anyway, let's get into this story. But before I get into this story, I just have to make this point. If you're ever gonna do anything like this drug-wise, whether it be like acid, any psychedelic, any drug in general, you're gonna do any drug in general, make sure that you get a test kit, okay? A test kit is the most important thing when it comes to taking any drugs, okay? You can test for fentanyl, you can test just to make sure your drug is pure, make sure there's nothing else in it, okay? Because if you don't test your shit, you're just playing with your life. You're playing Russian roulette. And I'm not trying to sound like a fucking health teacher because, like, you know, I understand, like, people, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway, but, like, you know what I mean, if you're gonna do it anyway, you're already spending money on the drugs, you might as well just get a test kit, okay? You're already spending money on the drugs, it's not that much more just to get a test kit. I mean, I understand, like, people, I'm not doing that, I'm not fucking spending, but, like, just to spend a few extra bucks, it's worth knowing that you're not gonna die, you know what I mean? And for this story, I didn't, and that is so fucking irresponsible and stupid of me, because all it takes is just a little test kit. You buy it, you cut off a little piece of your shit. You don't even gotta waste a whole lot. You just cut off a little tiny piece, you put the little drops on it, it'll turn a certain color, and it'll tell you whether your shit is good or not. Okay? If you're ever gonna do anything like this, get a test kit, please. Okay? I just had to get that out of the way because it's super important. Anyway, let's get into the story. So, this story takes place about maybe almost 2.5 years ago. Me and my brother used to live in my parents' house, right? And we got into this argument with my dad where it basically culminated in us having to, like, get the fuck out of the house, pretty much, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get too into detail, but we just kind of got into an argument. But anyway, we ended up getting out of the house. We ended up staying in a few different hotels, but we ended up getting to this one hotel known as an extended stay hotel. Now, if you guys don't know what an extended stay hotel is, it's basically, like the name insinuates, it's a place where you can stay for an extended period of time. It's not that complicated. Extended stay hotel. You stay for an extended period of time. Anyway, we were there for a little bit. We were smoking, chilling, hanging out, doing our shit, watching football games, watching YouTube videos and shit. And, you know, we're kind of in a bad mood. You know, we're trying to make the best of it, but we're kind of in a bad mood. We're like, fuck, man, this shit sucks. And at this point, we had done shrooms. Like as far as the psychedelic category goes, we had done shrooms before, but my brother, I had been researching Molly for a little bit too. My brother had also been, and he just brought it up. He said, man, you know, I've been doing a lot of research about Molly, man. I kind of want to try something. I'm kind of scared to try it. And I'm like, why are you scared to try it? He's like, man, I don't want to, like, trip out, freak out on it. I'm like, bro, Molly is technically a psychedelic, but I'm like, it's not one of those psychedelics you take and, like, you're gonna start tripping out and freaking out. Like, as long as you know you got good shit, like, you're not gonna, like, it's not like shrooms where, like, sometimes you can take it and have a bad trip. Like if you take too much of Molly where, like, your heart starts beating and you start sweating and you start feeling bad, that might cause you to have a bad time. But as long as you stay in a safe dosage range, you're not gonna have a bad time. That's why they call it ecstasy, because it feels amazing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have a bad time on it. He's like, what the fuck? I didn't really know that, right? So he's like, man, I wonder if we can get some. And at this point, I had asked a whole bunch of plugs. There was only like one plug that I didn't ask, and he was my weed and shroom plug. And the only reason I didn't ask him is just because I didn't know if he would, like, be offended. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like shrooms and weed kind of get lumped into the same category. But as soon as you get to Molly, I feel like, because Molly can be dangerous, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like once you get to Molly, it's kind of like a different category a little bit. I don't know, maybe that's just something, like, I got in my head, like, you know what I mean? But to me, I feel like that's a different category. And I asked my brothers, I can ask him. He's like, yeah, fuck it, ask him. He's like, he already sells shrooms. He's like, shrooms and Molly are in the same fucking category of controlled substances. I was like, you know what, you're technically right. I was like, I didn't think about that. So I ended up messaging my plug. I'm like, yo, bro, you got any E? And it takes about, like, 30-45 minutes. She's all, let me check, bro. So I messaged my plug. I'm like, bro, you got any E? And I think it takes about, like, 5, 10, 15 minutes from the reply. He's all, hold on, bro, let me check. And, like, 20, 30 minutes go by. This is the great wait. Those of you who have message plugs waiting for a response, you know this feeling. It is the great wait. It is the long journey, the long haul, okay? Waiting on the plug to text you back, it feels like fucking eons. It feels like millennia, okay? So we're sitting there watching a Raider game, and we didn't even think the dude was going to hit us up, honestly. We were sitting there watching the Raider game. We had, like, almost honestly completely forgot about it. And right towards the end of the Raider game, we ended up winning, right? Which fucking put us in a good mood. And then as soon as the fucking game finished, right, dude hits us up. He's like, hey, bro, when do you need it by? I look at my brother and I'm like, oh shit, he replied. He got all hyped, both got hyped. And I put, whenever you can get it, bro. Whenever's easier for you. Like, as soon as you can, whenever you can get it. Like, whatever's easier for you. And he ended up replying. He's like, alright, bro, give me a second. And so, you know, a little bit longer, I'd probably say like 10, 15 minutes. And what he had to do, this is a fucking great plug. He didn't even have to do this. He messaged somebody else that had it and was like kind of like middlemaning it, but he didn't even make no money off this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he tell the dude to charge us extra money. He gave him extra money. I don't know, but it didn't really seem like it because it wasn't that expensive. I think we got like $80 worth. I think it was like it was either 6 or 8 pills, but they were the weaker ones. They're the weaker ones, man. So if you want to get, you might want to get more. So I think it was either 6 or 8 we got. It was either 3 each or 4 each. I can't remember. But we got it. So we kind of like, it was like a middleman. Man, like I said, it was so cool of him. He didn't even have to do that. I'm sure it was a fucking hassle for him to do it. So he hit him up. He was like, all right, go over to this gas station. So we went there and we ended up texting the dude. He texted him and I told him what car we were in. And I see another car pull up. I'm like, oh, that's probably him right there. He comes out, starts walking to us. He kind of looks like a stereotypical surfer dude, like, you know, like the blonde hair and shit like that. I'm like, this fool looks like a surfer. What the fuck? Anyway, he comes up to us, like, hey man, how you doing? I dap him up, give him the money, give him the shades. All right, man, y'all have fun with that, man. And we get it, we're looking at it, and it's in a purple capsule. They're in purple capsules, and it's just regular Molly. It's not presses or it's not flats or nothing like that. They're just regular crystal Molly in a capsule. And I had never seen it at this point because I thought we were gonna get flats, like, you know what I mean. I thought we were gonna get presses, but it wasn't. It was actually like Molly crystal in the capsule. And I showed my brother. He's like, "Damn, that's crazy." So we were gonna take it in the car. We're like, let's wait till we get back, just in case. We don't know if we're gonna get into traffic because we were only like 5-10 minutes away from the hotel, and it wouldn't kick in by then. We were like, let's just not take the risk. We don't want to fucking get in a traffic jam and then just be rolling in the middle of a traffic jam. Fuck that. So we end up getting back to the hotel, right? We go to the vending machine and we get drinks to take it with. So we go there, right? And this is one of the biggest mistakes too we got lucky with. I think, and like I said, I couldn't remember if it was 6 or 8 we had, but we started off with 2, right? And then we're like, fuck, let's take one more. And then I can't, like I said, I can't remember exact numbers. But got to a point where we just took all of it. We took half of it, and then we looked at each other, we're like, man, these are weak. We're like, I'm like, we don't really want to take them and then like kind of waste them, not fill them. So then we took the rest, right? Which is something you do not do, dude. Like, you wait for it to hit you. Like, you do, like, that's the same shit people do with weed edibles. They eat it, I don't feel, and they eat another one, and they just get fucking sent to a totally different dimension, you know what I mean? Like, don't do this shit, okay? So, we took the last of it, and I remember as soon as we took the last of it, is when the first dose started to kick in. And I remember, like, whoa, like, because the come up on Molly, like, the first couple times you do Molly, the come up is intense. It's almost more intense than, like, a shroom come up, bro, because it's like, it almost gives you a little come up anxiety. I remember looking around, looking at my brother, and I didn't want to freak him out, because I was like, holy shit, this fucking feels crazy. And like, I felt like I was, like, it felt crazy. And I looked at my brother, and all of a sudden, I asked him, I was like, you feeling it? He's like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And all of a sudden, the anxiety, everything just washed away, and I started to get this just bliss, euphoric, warm feeling in my stomach. And as soon as I felt that, I'm like, oh. I looked at my brother, and I just had this big-ass grin on my face. I'm like, oh. I feel this shit, bro. I feel it. He's like, really? I don't really, like, he's all, I feel it, but I just feel weird. It took a couple minutes for him. For me, like, it's weird. Like, I don't know if it's my metabolism. Drugs always hit me faster. Like, it takes, like, 30, dude, sometimes, like, 20 minutes for drugs to hit me, like, whenever I, like, do it orally. It's crazy. Drugs hit me fast. But, like, 10 minutes went by, and I looked at him, he's like, oh. Bro, I'm starting to feel it. He starts getting the Molly yawns. If you guys ever, or the Molly stretches, if you guys have ever done Molly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel it, you're leaning back, you're stretching, you're like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like, if you guys have done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Family Guy scene is it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's a little exaggerated, obviously, but the way he's like stretching and shit, it's pretty accurate.
Oh, your ears. Your ears are like dog ears. Oh, this couch. Stewie, your head is so smooth. How is that even... How you doing that? How you doing that? Oh, everything here is fantastic.
So we're sitting there and we're like, damn, we don't have a speaker, bro. Fuck. Because listening to music on Molly... Listening to music on Molly is fucking amazing, but if you don't have a speaker and you're just listening to it on a quiet phone, it's almost like torture because there's no bass, there's no nothing. It's just like, damn, almost would rather almost not even listen to music. There's no bass to this shit, bro. You know what I mean? Because you gotta have that bass for shit to be slapping. You know what I mean? But we're listening to music, having a good time, and then this one song by Juice WRLD comes on, Bandit, and I remember this part really well. There's a part of the music video, and we're vibing. If you guys don't know, when you're listening to music on Molly, you vibe like it. it gives you a whole nother high. Like, it's almost like, you know, when you're drunk and you're singing along to a song and then you wake up the next day and you kind of feel embarrassed. It's like that, but on Molly you don't get embarrassed about it. You just sit there, sing your song, you're sitting there fucking jamming out with somebody, and like, you're not embarrassed about it. You don't feel stupid about it, you know what I mean? But we're sitting there listening to this Bandit Juice WRLD song. There's a part in the song where he has like a little baby alligator, and I remember I felt the sheets of the bed that we were sitting on. I was like, bro, this feels like alligator skin, bro. And he felt it too. He's like, bro, that does feel like alligators, because there was like little tiny holes on the bed sheet. This is sound fucking crazy. We sound like some fiends right now. It's like some straight tweakers, but there was like little holes in the sheet, and the way it was like shaped, it felt like alligator skin, bro. It was fucking so trippy. But yeah, we just ended up smoking a couple blunts, fucking like smoking a whole gram cart, like almost that whole night, just ripping it. But yeah, I just had a good time, man. It's just a really blissful feeling, euphoric. And then we started to come down, and for some reason, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I've had slight come downs to the point where I'm like a little tired, but everybody's body's different. I've never had a come down where I felt depressed, and I know everybody's like, you're lying, you're lying. Well, just like everybody's body's different, you know what I mean? And I know people who do feel depressed on the come down, and I know people that don't. It's just different on everybody. Like, for me, I have an afterglow. Like, whenever I take it, I feel good the next day, and that's how I felt that day. Like, I wasn't still high, but you wake up and you're like, damn, that was a good. You're like, damn, that was a good night. You got a good vibe from the last night. You know what I mean? But everybody's body's different. But yeah, like I said, we just kind of vibed out, listened to music, smoked a shit ton of weed, killed a whole gram cart, and yeah, just had a good time with my brother. Socialized. Like, whenever you're, cause I don't know, whenever you're like rolling with somebody on Molly, it always makes this like special memory in your head. Like, damn, that was an awesome night. I won't forget that. Like, it's really cool social drug. I sound like a tweaker. That's a cool social drug, but it really is though. But oh, I'll need to add this part at the end of the story. Okay, I thought this shit was funny. I'm fucking pissed at myself for not adding this earlier. Before we had hit up the plug, we were sitting outside the hotel smoking a blunt, right? And this dude was looking at us, and I was like, what the fuck is this dude looking at, right? I'm like, is this dude about to fucking rob us? He walks off, right? And I'd seen he was hanging out with another dude, but like he walked away too, and then the other dude came back and he starts walking towards us, right? I'm like, oh man, I don't got a knife, I don't got nothing on me, I'm about to get robbed right now, ain't I? And my brother was on the phone. I was trying to tell him, and he was like, because it was a doctor appointment. So I was like, hey, and he wasn't paying attention. So I was like, fuck, man. I'm like, I'm gonna have to fight this dude right now. And so he came up and said, hey, man, I don't want, sorry to bother you guys. You guys fuck with Fent? And I'm like, and if you guys don't know what Fent is, he was talking about fentanyl. I'm like, nah, bro, we don't fuck with Fent, dog. He's like, oh, okay, bro, my bad. I was like, that is fucking insane. Like, that's how bad it's getting nowadays. People just straight up come and ask me, hey, bro, fuck with fentanyl? I don't know, I just thought that was crazy. I fucking really wish I added that part to the beginning of the story, because most people aren't going to hear it. But if you made it to the end of the story, that was an extra story for you, okay, just for you. But anyway, yeah, that was the story. My first time trying Molly. I have a whole bunch of different stories in Molly too, a whole bunch of cool stories. Not my first time, obviously there can only be one first time doing it, but I have a whole bunch of cool stories with Molly in general. If you guys want to hear that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, like I said, pretty much just had a good time with my brother, smoked a shit ton of weed, and kicked it. Yeah, Bick and back being bull. Anyway, yeah, if you guys like the story, leave a like, leave a comment about any other stories you guys want to hear about, any like weed stories. I'm also thinking about making a weed tips series, like doing stoner tips and stuff like that. So if you guys want to hear that, let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. This video was a little jumbled. It might be, I don't know, this is like almost 15 minutes of recording, so I'm not sure how long I'll lower it down to. But if you guys liked it, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next one. Later.